Hi folks, Jeff Rugrock here. Just a quick demo on how to assemble or go from an end-to-end measurement, which we've done with this piece of pipe and threading it, back to center, which is your project length or your developed length. Just want to show you how to get there in the most efficient way I can think of. You're going to need a few things. You're going to need your end-to-end piece cut and threaded. If you're following along with the iron pipe pentagon, you're going to need a 90 and a T. You're going to need to know your center to center dimension, which happens to be 14 for me. Some sealant of some description. I'm using what we call T-tape and a pipe wrench. When you're using your pipe wrench, keep in mind that you want your fitting in the middle of the jaws. You don't want them at the back, and you don't want it at the tip. You want it in the middle. And that way, when you're using it, these teeth, which are facing forward on the bottom and back on the hook jaw, will grab your pipe and turn it for you. Then release as you back off and turn it for you. Release, just like a ratchet, but not. They leave a mark, so take some care when you're using it, but be aware of that. So to start, you're just going to want to put I do two fittings at once, so I can constantly check my center to center measurement. You're going to put some T-tape. Remember, you don't do the first and last threads. The last threads, or the imperfects, no point in doing those because they don't go into the fitting, and there's no sense doing this very first thread, because if you have tape hanging over, it's likely to go inside the tubing, and you don't want tape inside the tubing. When you put the tape on, just pinch it down with one finger and then back it on in reverse. See how it unrolls as I go? Nice and tight, put some tension on it a couple of times around, and then stretch it till it comes off. And you should see the profile of your teeth starting to cut through the Teflon, T-tape. Teflon tape is the industry name for it, but it's proprietary. It's owned by DuPont, so we just call it T-tape. Anyways, I've got a scrap piece of iron or a piece of your project in the vise. I'm just using that as a holder. Then I'm going to put my pipe into two fittings. Again, two fittings at once. And then I'm going to tighten it. Hand tight. So I want 14 inches to center. I cut my piece 12 and 5/8 to allow for the two fitting allowances. And you just want to keep checking it. So right now, well, I can start from the 10. Starting from the 10, I am at 24 and 24 minus the 10 is 14. So I'm at 14 and 3/8. So I need to go screw this together 3/8 of an inch by wrench. When you do that, way out here at the T, you want to make sure it doesn't be flopping around on you. But as I'm tightening the T, this pipe is screwing into the 90 as well. So if this is looser, it'll move here. If the T is looser, it'll move here. And you just keep checking it. So I want 14 inches center to center. So I'm just 14 and an eighth. Every turn is 1/14 of an inch. So I would suggest I gotta go about 2 more turns. Check my measure. That's it. 24. I can go another turn if I wanted to. I'm just a touch bigger than 14. But if you haven't guessed yet, now I'm probably just a touch under 14. So you can't win for the losing that's in it, but you can get darn close. Yeah, I am. So I went from just a touch over 14 to a touch just under. So you can barely measure the difference. So I'm going to call that 14 and call that it. And that's how you find your developed length, starting with 12 and 5/8 inch end to end. Well, sorry, starting with 14 inch, then doing the calculations to reduce it to 12 and 5/8, and then assembling it to the 14. When you're assembling it, you are throwing away the theory making sure it's wrench tight to the developed length. That's it for now. I'll show you another piece maybe with the unions. Talk to you soon.